Hello everybody, I hope you are having a wonderful day and that you're excited to look at these Erin Condren desk accessories with me. I am super excited! For anybody who is here live, I'm sorry we're starting a few minutes late. I always try to start on time, but today things just happened. I thought I had everything under control and then I didn't. So, as always, if you are here live, please sound off in the chat. If you're watching the replay, please let me know in the comments so I can say hi to you. So far in the chat, I can see Leah and I can see Shakira. Hello, I hope you are both doing well. And if you're new here, my name is Tef. I'm a planner addict, sticker designer, and cat mama to Coco and Opal. And today especially, I want to give a huge thank you to Erin Condren for gifting me the items that I am going to be showing you today. As always, if you have any questions about any of the desk accessories that I'm talking about, please let me know as you go, or as we go, so I can answer them. I will try to keep an eye on the chat. I'm not always the best at it, especially when the cats walk across my desk. I wasn't going to switch to the top down, but, oh, sorry, whoopsies. This is what is currently in the top down area. Hopefully it will get some planner stuff very soon, but I don't have anything there because I was rushing. Also, I'll switch back to this for just a second. If the camera, well, I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but the camera is a little bit slanted. I was in a hurry and I didn't have time to swing it this way while also keeping my beautiful face in frame, because I always have to move things around a little bit when I do the top down so you guys can kind of see my face, so I do want to apologize for that. There was one other thing I wanted to say before we got started. Shakira, yes, cattails, always the best. The cats always love to make extra cameo appearances when I am doing a top down view. I just realized I forgot to plug in my phone, which is my second camera, so let me go ahead and do that real fast. Maybe I can think of what I wanted to say, maybe I can't. And whatever ends up happening, we shall end up getting going. Hey, Opal, I know that looks like a string, but my phone charger is not a cat toy. Like really, really much, very much not a cat toy. Like, yeah. Maybe here's what I'll do. I will get you a spring. I shall get you a spring. Here is the box, by the way. I probably should have taken the shipping label off just in case. But yes, they did not send it to me in the standard Erin Condren box, which does make me a little bit disappointed. But my guess is that maybe they were running out of the standard Erin Condren boxes, and because this was sent to me for PR, we're doing a pink spring, by the way. I'd rather that I get the plain box than people that are paying, and I also have a lot of Erin Condren boxes, so I don't really need another one. Okay, I can't think of anything else I wanted to say before we jump in. So let's go ahead and actually permanently switch down. Hello! For the most part, I'm probably just going to end up going top down in the box. But there's one thing that I actually took out last night and tested. I know the title says first impressions, but I did take a peek at everything real fast. And as I said, I tested this a little bit. This needs to be further zoomed out. Because I've been really excited about this. I have been drooling over this item for months, ever since they told us it was going to be coming out. And it is a laptop stand. It goes like this, and since I can't really move my laptop because I'm streaming from it right now, I did grab my iPad, so, you know, it works for iPads too, and I actually am very excited to use this for art because I don't draw on my iPad as much as I would like to, and part of it is I have a very hard time getting a good angle. And as I turn this over, you will see that there are many different notches on the back. So this first notch has flat, and then all the other ones do steeper and steeper angles as we go. The base of this is wood, and then as you can see, it is painted in their like peachy pink color with the mid-century circles. And I have finally decided that I like mid-century circles more when it is a little bit more like this, where it doesn't have all the colors and it is not like a solid print, because this looks a lot more organic, and I feel like this almost looks kind of like botanicals, like leaves and whatnot, especially around the edges, which I like. So yeah, I really like that. It does say Erin Condren right here. Hopefully you can see that. And then there is also a little lip to keep your laptop, tablet, whatever, from falling off. And I have to say, as I was testing this last night, this little lip ended up being my downfall, because this is going to be, okay, let me back up. I was partially super excited to be chosen for this PR box because for the past few months, I have a lap desk that I have been using under my laptop, not right now, but most of the time. I use under my laptop during streams, especially when I am going to be doing something on screen, so that it raises up my laptop and it gets my line of sight at the right place for the cameras and like all that good stuff. But the lap desk has a little like wrist cushion thingy that the cats will try to knead and destroy and do all that fun stuff. So I always have to put it in the storage room when I'm not using it, and it is a little bit of a pain. So I was very excited for something like this because I'm thinking there's nothing for the cats to destroy, and I could keep it under my laptop all the time, and then it would be super easy to set up. However, this little lip proved uncomfortable to have my wrists on, and that's really not, using it constantly like this is not really what it's for. So I can't fault the laptop stand for that, because as far as I can tell, it works great for what it's actually designed to do. It just is not designed for exactly what I want it to do, if that makes sense. But as I said, the stand is definitely not at fault, and I definitely anticipate getting so much use out of this. And because it does fold flat, I mean, it's like, what, ½ an inch thick or something? It will be very easy to store on or in my desk. So it won't be quite as easy for me to, you know, just always have it under my computer like I thought I could, but it is still going to be super functional for me. And I am still very, very excited to have it now. In fact, I wanted to do it first because like right after I do this, I'm actually going to put it under my laptop. Not that I really need it today because I'm not planning on like looking at my laptop screen all the time. In fact, I am going to pull my other screen closer because that's where the chat is. But yes, very excited for this. Very happy that they sent it to me. I have been sending not so subtle hints for months that I really wanted this for PR, and that I would buy it if they didn't send it to me for PR, which if you think about it might have been in their better interest, but whatever. They did send me it for PR, and as I said, for what it's intended to do, it does it very well. I do want to disclose one thing that I have done to modify it though. So on the bottom, it came with these little silicone feet and these little silicone feet, but because I was thinking at first that I might want to just keep this under my laptop, I didn't want my wooden desk to get scratched, so I added these two silicone feet. This does not come with it. I just happened to have a couple extra from an IKEA furniture build, so I just wanted to fully disclose that these two were added by me. I don't think many people would be able to tell if I didn't say that they were added, because like as you can see, like it is, that one is slightly off where it might be supposed to be, but you can see that it's very clear, and you know that's not really seen anyway, but it was just one of those things that I felt like it would just add a little bit of, you know, it kind of insurance, I guess, since technically this is actually my dad's desk. I am just, it's like one of those, like we call it a permanent loan, basically like you can use it until I want it back, and sometimes that day never comes. So I just wanted to give you that disclaimer. The other thing I mentioned for my particular purposes, I might see if I can try to make an extra notch right here just so I have a slightly lower angle option. Like, that's the one thing I like that could have easily been added, in my opinion, that I wish it had, was that like a slightly lower angle option for people that do want to have, like, I mean, we're talking like super slight. Like, I don't think I can do that just by where it's placed, but I might be able to manage this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually do that. I personally do not have much, if any, woodworking skill, but I might be able to convince my dad to help me, and since it's the back, I figure if we scuff it up a little bit, it's not the biggest of deals, even though I would like to keep it clean and pristine. But yes, I definitely plan to use this, as I said, every time I do a stream, and then also for my iPad, which I am very, very excited about. Leah's saying she wonders if the lip could be padded, but still sad that it won't work at all times because of the lip. Seem like such an oversight. I could see it that way. However, what I will say for this is, I mean, part of the reason why I was really attracted to this is because it didn't have any fabric on it. And, you know, it is a fairly simple, sleek design. And so, you know, adding more complexity to it, I could see how maybe they didn't want to do that. Maybe they will release another version that is meant to be used a little bit more for typing. A couple of the laptops I had when I was younger, specifically the one that I had when I went to college, had a very big oversized battery at the bottom that added about this much height to the back of the laptop. And I really liked typing at that slight angle, which is why I was thinking adding another little angle option would be very handy for this. But as I said, like, when I talk about all of that, I want to make it very clear that that is like, I recognize that a lot of that could very well be my particular like needs that a lot of other people don't have. For what it is intended to do, it does it very nicely. And again, here, I'll just stand it up as far as it goes so you can see. See, that's the bottom peg there. Hopefully you can kind of get an idea from the top down based on the angle. Come on. It's just because it's an odd, like, it fits fine. It was just because it was an odd angle for me. So that's how high it goes up. About, I don't know, I'm guesstimating maybe 45 degrees. And I have it backwards. This is how it goes. Haha. That's why it was causing me problems and falling out. So there we go. So now you can see better what that angle is. And, you know, this is a very good tablet viewing angle. And my tablet, you know, I have one of these cases that does fold up on it, but it doesn't allow me to see it portrait. And for the most part, that doesn't, for most cases, it doesn't matter, but it definitely comes up. So I definitely plan to use this day to day for my iPad, for drawing, for using it as, you know, in the kitchen so I can look at recipes or whatever ends up coming up. This is my, I just have the jellyfish in case you're interested. This, by the way, is a few years old. It's the iPad Air 4 for anybody who's curious. But yeah, this is the laptop stand, and I am very, very excited about it, despite the fact that there are a couple of things that I wish it did because of my like really weird specific needs. So yes, as I said, I wanted to do that first because I wanted to put it under my computer for the rest of the stream. I'm actually not going to tilt my computer up that much on this one because while I do like raising the computer screen, part of the problem that I do run into with that is that because I have 3 screens, it blocks the view of the other screens. So I have to be very careful with that. But I don't think my cables will let me bring it any closer. But here, this camera, this overhead camera is my phone. So I can detach it real fast. Sorry about that. Oh, whoops, there we go. That's the right way. So I know my desk is not the prettiest, but that is my background, and that is what it looks like. So, and that is the lowest setting that is not flat. I hope that makes sense. And there's my fan and my mess. Yay! Actually, and my desk is not looking as bad as it has sometimes. Anyway, let's go ahead and put this back. I am going to switch back to full screen while I do that, just because I don't want to completely make dizzy. And now, now we can work through the other things in the box that Erin Condren sent me. So exciting. So the next things in here, sorry, I like threw it back in, but the next things in here, actually the next thing in here I'm going to wait because it kind of goes with something else. So, psych! The next things in here are notebooks, well, mostly the covers that they sent me. And I know I was going through these the other day, and I'm like, I really like this autumn one. But they sent it to me on a notebook. I'm super happy. I believe you can personalize it, but what they sent out for PR is fall is proof that change is beautiful. And if you can't tell, this is rose gold foil. I know the rose gold always picks up really weird in like different lighting, and of course the thing is like very, very glossy anyway. And then it's just one of their plain notebooks that they sent. I know I've talked about these before, but they have, if it's not the same paper as in the planners, it's at least very similar. It is very thick. And then they are perforated pages in the Erin Condren notebooks. So I will say that the notebooks from Erin Condren are spendy, and as someone who is a bargain hunter, which is like really funny to be always talking about Erin Condren and also being a bargain hunter, realistically, when I was in school, I'm not sure if I would have spent, in fact, I probably wouldn't have spent the money on the Erin Condren notebooks, but that's also because my mom like always made us use the ones that you got like 5 for $1, and so spending $3 on a notebook for me was a splurge, let alone whatever they're charged for this. Like, this is a very nice notebook. I would not have nearly as many of the issues I had with like things coming out and pages being too thin or all of that good stuff. So yes, very pretty, nice notebook, and I just absolutely love that cover. It's bugging me that we're getting that glare. But that's what the back of this particular cover looks like. And then Leah mentioned the spider webs. So this is a A5 notebook, just size comparison real fast. They sent me with the spider webs cover. Very cute. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay. So this is kind of, I wouldn't call it completely colored lines. I would just call it like an ombre or probably an ombre from like orange to purple with the spiders. I do like that it is definitely Halloween-y, but not like overly so. And this is in their productivity notebook. So the productivity notebook on this side of the page, it is just a normal page. And then on this side, you have 2/3 are lined, hello, Opie. And then 1/3 is, if you can see past opal, it's bullet pointed every other line. So that is an option if that version of notebooks works better for you. I personally have never found myself using this productivity style notebook layout. But that is me, and you guys know that I talk all the time in saying that everybody's planner style is different. So I totally do not judge you if you like this. Obviously, Erin Condren keeps coming up with the productivity style, like notebooks or inserts and things, so some people like it. I just don't happen to be that person. I do find it a lot of fun that the colors shift every page, though. I have to say, when I was a teenager, as much as I love school supplies, I was very into like black and not bright colors. So, you know, I'm talking about like, oh, would I have bought it like one I wouldn't have had the budget. But second, I'm not sure if I would have been attracted to all of the colors like I am now. Again, this is just personal preference, but that is very pretty, and that is what the spiderweb one looks like. This does not have any foil on it, by the way. And then the last cover that they sent me is actually my least favorite, but I mean, everybody's going to have their own personal preferences, obviously. Oh, I have it upside down. Not that it really matters. It is a gingham, or a plaid, or a check, whatever. I guess it's not really a check, but yeah, it's like a plaid, in a green color. This one didn't come with a notebook, but, I mean, you guys get the idea. And again, it is personally my least favorite of the ones that they send me, but that doesn't mean it's not going to be someone's favorite. That's how this shit works. So I feel like when I'm looking at myself in the preview, I'm having to like tilt my head to make up for the fact that the camera's tilted, and that's like totally me thing. So after this, I'm gonna have a mega crick in my neck probably. That's okay. So those are the covers. As I said, the notebooks I think were just kind of sent with the covers. I'm not complaining. I have mentioned before that as blessed as I am to have Erin Condren sending me PR, I have come to the conclusion that it is physically impossible for me to make use of everything. So I'm trying to be very picky about what I keep and what I give away to friends and family or even donate. With this notebook, I think I already have an Erin Condren notebook that has not been used yet. So I don't need to keep a bunch of notebooks around. But I will probably swap out this cover for this one and keep this cover because I really love this cover. Again, that could just be a me thing, and for anybody who doesn't know, it is Opie who is just off screen. So let us move on. So the next thing we're going to look at is something that was very much debated. I think it was the last stream or the stream before that we were looking at the desk supplies on the Erin Condren website and like going over based on the images. And we were like, we're not quite sure what's going on. And it was with this one. So what I pulled off the top and then said, oh, I'm going to wait because it goes to something else, was these wet erase markers. I have tried wet erase markers from Erin Condren many times. I'm like literally looking over to see if I have these exact colors, and I think I do. I personally am a little bit more of a dry erase person. Obviously, there are going to be some reasons why you would want wet erase over dry erase, specifically if you're using them on the inside of an interchangeable cover or if you're using it in a situation where it may get touched a lot. So no knocks on wet erase. I'm just saying I tend to use dry erase over wet erase when at all possible, but this is what they sent me to go, oh, whoa, my camera does not like me. Sorry, I'm just like looking, I'm making sure that the motion is smooth. I think it's okay. I'll reset it if I need to. By the way, hello, Ackman. I hope that the traffic is not too bad / was not too bad. I don't know if you're still in it, but if you are still in it, please be safe on the road. Don't get into a car accident because of me and texting while driving. I will admit that I do sometimes text at stoplights. Shh, don't tell anyone. But definitely don't text while you're actually driving. And it's probably not even a good idea to text at stoplights because you could get a ticket in a lot of jurisdictions. Here I am like getting all like about it. But yeah, my sister actually got a ticket once. I hope she doesn't mind that I say this. If I'm remembering, the actual wording was multiple presses on a phone screen or something like that. And I'm like, whoa. But anyway, okay, there's a little bit that has gone on in the chat. Let's see. Ackman, that the black and blank looks better for me, but I'll wait until the big sale. And then Leah's talking about the freezy jumps. I think they're done now. Again, if I have to, I think what I'll have to do is reset the phone app. Let me just real fast. You might be able to see my lock screen. We'll see. Nope. Okay. I just wanted to make sure my phone was plugged in because I actually did let it literally get to 1%. Accidentally, I had to run to the post office to ship a couple orders before stream, and I was planning on at least charging my phone a little bit in the car, and then I went to turn on my car and the battery was dead. Luckily, I live right down the street from my mom, so I was able to borrow her car for my errands, and I had a couple of other errands, and like almost anything that could have gone wrong, okay, maybe not anything, a lot went wrong without it actually like being bad. Like I didn't get into an accident or anything, but like I had a couple of things at Target that I needed to get from 𝗪𝘅𝗬, and the way it works is if you order online, then you're supposed to be able, you have to order it as pickup, but then you're supposed to be able to switch it to 𝗪𝘅𝗬 in the app, and it wouldn't let me. So I had to go into Target. I'm still very careful, and I try not to go into places if there's a pickup option. And I like am still not going out and doing all the social things. So like that was really frustrating. And then I had to like pick up a prescription at Rite Aid, but the drive-through was closed. So I'm like, screw that. I'll just get it another day. Luckily, I still have some. So anyway, not a big deal. Let's get back to this. So this is a little desk weekly pad, as you can see. So there's a slot for Monday through Sunday with spaces to write in the dates and week of. You could write the month up here if you wanted. And then it is also a little storage compartment. The thing that we were highly debating was this here. We weren't sure based on the pictures on the Erin Condren website if this was its own compartment or if this was a view down to the bottom compartment that this opens up into. So while you can see all the way through, if I stick my hand in, like, I'm not sure if you can see, my hand is all the way, like it's touching the back. I'm proving it to you. You cannot see it. So this is its own little ledge, and I was hoping that that's how it would be, because that would be absolutely perfect for, I meant to put a pen in there, but the pens are like literally in the drawer that is very hard to open when I'm positioned like this. You know, you could keep your pen in there, or even your wet erase pens. Like it would make sense to have a space up there to keep things, like small things that you need to be able to get at very quickly. There is like a tiny little, hopefully you can see, there's a tiny little gap there. So if you put anything too small in there, it will allow it to get through to the bottom compartment. So do keep that in mind if this is something that you do get. And as you can see, or hopefully you can see, it is in the same pinky peach as the laptop stand that I showed you a little bit ago. And the other thing you can do with this little ledge is use it as probably more of a phone stand than a tablet stand, but because my phone is currently this camera right up here, you know, I'll just show you that you can put a tablet there. And it actually is sturdy enough that I can put my tablet there in portrait mode, which I was kind of not expecting. I was expecting to put it there and then have it immediately immediately fall out. Ooh, Ackman, you have a very good point. Will it still open up with pens, etc. in there? I think it will. Yes, it opens up just fine. I'm sure that you could fill it thick enough so that it wouldn't, but I mean, I grabbed chapstick both because it was on the desk and because it is a little bit thicker than the standard pen, and like it opens just fine. It's not moving around. I think it works pretty well. So I just realized that this piece of wood, you guys know that as much as I really appreciate Erin Condren as a brand, and I do appreciate that I'm on their PR list and they do send me PR boxes, if I notice something wrong with something, I will point it out to you. And I mentioned that specifically. I don't know if it's just the one I got, but this wood is not quite level. I hope you can see that. It's not quite flush with the border around it for this insert, whereas on these sides, there's a gap and you can feel it, but it's not a lip. Whereas on this side, like if I put my finger there, like I can't slide it across. Again, that's the underside. It doesn't really matter, but I do want to point out. Now, it does feel sturdy. It does not feel like it is in danger of falling out or anything like that. But again, I just wanted to point that out for you guys so that if you do decide to purchase this, then you can, have an accurate review or, first impressions, whatever, and make an informed decision. Now, looking at the bottom of this, it is pretty simple. In theory, if, for a little bit you didn't need to use the top of it, you could actually just use the bottom as a little slanted tray, like it is slanted. Now, would I probably do this? No, I have a lot of other trays floating around, but a lot of things, they don't bother to finish the bottom so it looks nice. So I did want to point that out, but I also will point out that unlike the laptop stand, it does not have the little feet on it. So whether I keep this or I give it away, give it, family, friends, or donate it, because I do have a bunch of little silicone feet, I probably will put sticky feet on it just because I feel like that would make it that much more functional. I also have some sticky cork that comes in like sheets from the Dollar Tree that I absolutely love. But I think in this case, though the cork has its benefits, the big benefit of the cork, I don't have a piece that I can show you, but I mean, it's like sticky cork. I could cut it into a strip and put it all the way around, which from the sense of like dust or anything getting under it would be a little bit more functional, but I think it would not look quite as sleek on the back. So if I end up keeping it, I might do that, but if I am going to give it away, I probably will put the silicone sticky feet on it. They're not very expensive if that's something you do want to buy, and I will say I do put cork or silicone sticky feet on the bottom of a lot of things that don't come with it. So again, that's not necessarily a criticism, that's more, I see that as a little bit more of a preference of liking to, try to make sure that things aren't being scuffed up, again, because I do have a finished wood desk that technically does not belong to me. But yeah, I think this is a really cute idea. If I do keep it, I'm trying to think exactly what I would put in there, because I already have a lot of room in my desk. One thing I could do is keep packing supplies for my business in here to access easily. I don't think they'd fit in that way, which is a shame because it would mean I could keep a lot more. But a lot of times I have to lean down in my drawer to get these. Whenever I ship orders, this is just like a me thing. And it is very much not uncommon now that I am in my 30s and feeling old when I'm not actually, for my back to start hurting a little bit when I'm bending down. So luckily, the little plastic drawer set that I have that I keep all of that stuff in, the drawers are rearrangeable. The problem is that I have to figure out what I'm going to put further down to bring that up. So I have actually been thinking about putting a little caddy on my desk in some way, shape, or form. Not the planner caddy that is part of the desk accessories collection, because I have another idea in mind for that I think will have a little bit more functional use for me. But there's that. You could also, if you had, let me see. Of course, I don't have anything actual worth showing on my desk currently. But if you had, say, I don't know, sheets of planner stickers, you could put them in there to keep them on your desk, keep them easy to access, get out of the way. Because part of the reason why I don't have planner stickers on my desk is because I've actually been trying to keep it somewhat clean, but also because very occasionally my cats walk across the desk with moisture/water on their feet. And if they happen to walk across any planner stickers, it gets smudged. So having something like this that you can keep it in is great. You could also keep like a whole pack of pens in here if you want easy access. I know I've talked previously about how I do not have. So Opal, I have a little TV table here with the box. Opal went, no, it was Coco, I think. One of them went in the TV table, or in the box on the TV table, and then the box fell off. Okay, box back. Anyway, ow! Oh my goodness! Oh my, you know that, like, that funny bone on your knee? That, ow! Oh my goodness! Ow! That sucks to have done on stream. Oh my goodness. I, like, seriously, like, want to cry right now. Opal, this is not a good time. Not a good time at all. I am in pain. Okay, give me a sec, guys. Sorry. Ow. Okay, guys, here's what I'm gonna do. I just hit my knee on my desk. As you can see, I'm crying. I think the pain will dissipate in a couple of minutes, but so I don't embarrass myself more than I already have on stream, I'm gonna take a couple minutes break so I can take a couple of breaths and drink some water and hopefully get these tears to go away. Because right now, the pain's almost gone, but like the tears are more of a reflex. So I'm gonna go to my break screen for just a sec. I think I'll be back, like, in just a couple of minutes, hopefully. Sorry. Opal walked across everything. She was, like, this close to going to jail. I'm gonna go to break, compose myself, and then I will be back. I'm sure I will be okay. Apparently, I just need a minute. Okay, I am back. The pain is almost entirely gone. Like, I'm not even sure, honestly, if it's gonna bruise. I mean, it probably will. But, like, I touch it and it doesn't really hurt at all. I'm still, like, my heart's still racing a little bit from, like, the, like, sudden pain shock sort of thing, but I think I'm okay to continue. Okay, for some reason my hair feels weird. My hair, whatever, it doesn't matter. So, probably gonna be a little bit more subdued now. Hope that's cool. I think we've gone over this. Yeah, there's nothing really else that I want to say, but I do like the idea of having compartment and everything. Thank you everybody for being so understanding about me needing to take a break. I do try to do streams typically without breaks just because I usually don't need them, and I mean, like, sometimes people do need breaks, and that's like, it's nothing against them, but since I usually don't need them, I figure it's more entertaining for you guys if I don't have to take them. But I really do appreciate, I really appreciate you understanding when I do need to take a break, whether it's this, or I have to run to the bathroom, or I need to refill water, like whatever it is. Yeah, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. So, 2 more things left, I think. So, I talked a little bit about everything the other day, and I am going to show well, I can move this. The laptop's a little bit harder, but, this is, oh, whoa. Okay, those scratches happened on my end. Like, maybe it was a cat or something, but when I opened it up and looked at this yesterday, those scratches were not there. That did not happen in shipping. That was like something that happened in the box. So, this, I don't want to like tear it off because it's still useful, but at the same time, it's like not pretty to look at. Hopefully, yeah, ignore the scratches. Again, that's my bad. This did actually come wrapped in saran wrap, but I opened everything up when I was looking at it yesterday. A lot of times I open stuff on stream, but I was just too excited. So I took all the packaging out, and a lot of it was stuff that I couldn't easily put back on, so I didn't bother trying to make it look like I hadn't. This probably could have slipped back in because it was probably, I don't remember, but it was probably in like a cellophane bag with the thing. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This is their Vision desk pad, and so it has multiple sheets. Apart from the big scratches on the front, they all pretty much look the same. So here it says My Vision, and then on this side, you have boxes for what this vision means, how to bring this vision to life, and next steps. And so with this space, you could, write on it, you could draw on it, you could print out pictures or cut them out of magazines and paste them down. I guess magazines are probably a little bit more probable. Not a lot of people have printers these days. Yeah, the idea is that, you can tear this off and actually keep it. Put it on a wall, keep it to say something. Okay, there we go, Ackman. Yes, those scratches do not make the front page of the one I got any less useful, but they are not pretty to look at. But I also will not blame Erin Condren or shipping for that, because I know that the cats, who are mine and therefore my responsibility, are at fault. This page is a little prettier. No scratches. Much prettier to look at. And could I tear this off? Yes. It feels like a waste. And there are a lot of times, not a lot of times, there are some times where I get a little caught between trying to live up to internet/social media aesthetics and making things look nice, and wasting things or not wasting things. And I usually end up coming down on the side of not wasting things, or if it's not a big deal, not going the extra effort to like make it look perfect because I usually don't care about it and I have ADHD. But in this case, as I said, for purposes of showing it so you can see it in all of its unscratched glory, I can just flip the page up. And Shakira makes an excellent point. Don't tear it off. It may just happen again. My guess, now that I think about it, based on what I can see on the back, can you see that? They're like divots. My guess is it happened just a few minutes ago when the cat was in the box. So, yeah, I think this could definitely be very useful. I would like to come up with a way to use this for myself, because I have been wanting to do some like vision board work in some way, shape, or form. I'm honestly not sure if I'm going to need a whole pad. So like what I really like honestly just thought of is I could like tear off the first 2 pages and use them for myself, and then give the rest of it to somebody who can use the rest of the pages, or even like, because I'm not a huge vision boardy person, so I'm sure other people who love doing vision boards could use this, like, would go through this very easily, whereas I'm not sure if I personally will be able to, but I definitely would like, 5 or so. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this, but I really do like it. I like that the background is, it's color blends, and I really do like it because it is simple. You can definitely write over it. You can put diagrams over it. It doesn't detract, but it also is very nice, and it is a nice background for, if you don't want to paste something. But again, it's not super busy that if you do put a picture on top of it, it is going to detract. And then again, it has prompts for what you're actually going to do with said vision board, so that you don't just make a vision board and then it just sits there and you do nothing with it. So yes, that is the Vision desk pad. This front page did, as you can probably see, partially tear off. The back is mid-century circles with Erin Condren, because it's not, because it is a solid pattern, it definitely does not look as botanically as the laptop stand, but it is still pretty. And I actually didn't know what the back looked at before I turned it over, but it would look very nice on the desk, just as like a desk pad, place to set things down. Or if you're working on something, or you have something on that first page that you maybe don't want anybody who comes into your space to see, either because it's personal or it's not ready yet, you can turn it over and it doesn't look awkward. Like, as I said, I mean, it definitely, hopefully you can see that, especially if I zoom in. Like, it definitely has the Erin Condren logo on it several times. But if I just put it on my desk, like, I don't know, and put a planner on top or something, like, it looks like it could be just an intentional, like, desk mat or something like that when I'm looking at it. So, honestly, I feel like as much as I need, like, to do some vision boarding, I could use a desk mat like this a lot, too. Because having something like this that you like keep specific things on, again, my tablet is just what I had handy because like the notebooks are over there and I'd have to reach. Sometimes it can kind of help keep clutter at bay, even if you have stuff out, to say like this is where it belongs on the desk. I'm literally just grabbing random shit on my desk. I don't know. I think I put that up because that's like where it would probably actually be on my desk. But yeah, so that was literally just from like a, spur of the moment, like, ooh, you could use it this way. And I actually do like that little, detail. Ackman, you're saying the 𝗚𝗎 logo looks big on the front, could have made it smaller on the bottom of the page. Yeah, you could have. I personally don't really have a problem with it, but to each their own. I feel like it would have looked weird to put these boxes at the top of the page and then put like the logo at the bottom. I feel like it looked, I like the design of this. Yes. Better. Shakira, not a PSL person. I'm assuming we're talking pumpkin spice lattes. I used to be a huge pumpkin spice latte fan. Now I get one a year, mostly just to say I got it. I often will get it with less pumpkin spice syrup than it usually comes with because I don't like it so sweet. I have no problems with like sweet stuff in general, but for some reason, like just that particular drink, it's like too sweet. And sometimes I make pumpkin syrup at home that I like just as much. So yeah, I like pumpkin. I like pumpkin spice. In some situations, there actually are some that I'm not a fan. But yeah. And if you're talking about like not a pumpkin spice person because of the cup, this is literally just the water cup that I keep everywhere, and I swear it's water. I just have like the cheapo Target water enhancer in it because I get bored of water. And so if I put like a little bit of flavoring in it, then it keeps me drinking more water, and I figure that's overall better for me. And it happens to have artificial color in it. So anyway, I almost got a drink at Starbucks before here though, before the stream. As I mentioned earlier, like when I ran my errands, it was just like a bunch of really small things was going on, and I was getting so annoyed. And so I ended up having to go into Target to pick up my Target order that I had meant to be a drive-up order because the stupid app wouldn't let me do drive-up. And at this particular Target, the Starbucks at the front is right next to the pickup counter. And literally, I like was this close. Probably would not have gotten a pumpkin spice latte. I probably would have gotten their like apple cinnamon macchiato, which looks pretty good. But yeah. Shakira, people in Barbados are drinking it. Daily 100-degree weather looks like a melted slushy. I have to say, I do like pumpkin spice frappuccinos. Like, those are not too sweet for me. As like, usually, like, things aren't too sweet for me. For me, saying, like, something is too sweet for me is very weird. But lately, I've been losing a little bit of my sweet tooth. And, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of glad because I'm, like, in my 30s. And usually, I'm, like, a sugar fiend. Not that it means that I'm eating, you know, like a ton less sugar, but it means that I'm not craving it all the time like I used to, which is great. Hello. Coke was like, hey, you know the dinner thing? It's 5 o'clock here. Therefore dinner time. I know it's 5 o'clock, but you guys don't always eat right at 5. She's like, I don't agree with you. Always exactly at 5 o'clock. I don't actually feed them exactly at 5 o'clock. I usually feed them in the evening, somewhere between 5:30 and 7. Whenever I remember / they remind me, but I will feed them as early as 5 if they're bugging me. I have to say though, as much as I loved having the cats make cameos during these streams, I feel like it must be boring for you guys just to look at a cat back. Like, you don't even get to see the ears. There we go. Get a little ears. You get the beautiful tabby pattern. Hey, I have one more thing I have to show to people. You are shedding so bad. This is why I have cat hair all over my house. They won't sit still long enough for me to like brush them, so they're just like constantly shedding everywhere. Oh, maybe I should just pull it out like I am right now. Okay. Yes, I'm gonna throw this away. I'm sorry, that's probably very gross to like a good number of people. For me, it's annoying, but just kind of what it is, I guess. Like, as I said, I'm kind of used to cat hair. It's just kind of everywhere at this point. I get as much as I can, but I've stopped stressing about it. Okay, last thing is the 𝗬𝗓𝗘𝗦. This was another one that we were talking a lot about on the stream where we were looking at the new items on the Erin Condren website, because I was saying, like, usually I don't like things like this, but I think I could actually put a lot of good use to it. And then someone said it looks kind of like the diaper caddies you can find on Amazon. And I have to say, like, they didn't have this, like, pattern on them. Most of them didn't have much of a pattern, if any. But, like, as far as, like, the design and structure, I kind of, like, yeah. But, yeah, so it comes collapsed like this. It did come in a bag. It says caddy organizer. That's interesting. It says mid-century circles, but this is very much not mid-century circles. It also does come in mid-century circles. It's possible that that was just a mess up because this is the PR one, or maybe everybody's just messed up. I just noticed that now, and I probably will be letting my affiliate rep know just in case they didn't figure it out. So when you open it up, it is like pretty big. And it has two little inserts which are attachable with Velcro. The Velcro is specifically on the inserts, not on the inside. This is the unsticky side of the Velcro. So you could put things in here. You could not put the dividers in, and you know the clingy side of the Velcro would, in theory, not cause any problems. What I will say is that because it's been folded up, it does want to keep back folded up. So if I probably will use the dividers, but if I wasn't going to, I might be tempted to try to put them in like kind of on the side, at least at first, to kind of get it used to being open. But I said I wasn't going to reach over, but I just want to show you with a 7x9 planner, like what it looks like flat inside this caddy. So like it's snug, but it fits this way, and that takes up about half the caddy. So there is a lot of room in this. So I think what I'm going to end up using this for is kind of like an outside caddy for bringing stuff in and outside. I think I've mentioned it a few times, but lately I have been drinking my coffee and sometimes even doing some work outside in the mornings, and I currently have like a little cheap Dollar Tree basket that I've like put very crudely put a couple of handles on so I can bring stuff in and out. I'm talking like, you know, headphones, chapstick. Yeah, I usually have like a few things that I want to have outside with me. Lately I've been doing a lot of crocheting, so I've been bringing crocheting in and outside, and so I think this is going to take the place of that. Yvonne, maybe it was, yeah, maybe it was you that said it was the diaper caddy. I forgot who it was. And I mean, to some extent, I would not be surprised if that's kind of where they got the idea, or maybe they even contacted someone who makes diaper caddies and said, hey, can you do it, you know, with our fabric, or, you know, in our designs and all that good stuff. And because, I mean, there's no law saying that you have to use a diaper caddy just for diapers. So I am going to put the dividers in, because as I said, I do plan to use it with the dividers. They are very snug to get in there and a little tough to get positioned, but I hope you can see the flaps kind of go out. and then you put them on the appropriate piece of Velcro to stick them in. But yes, it is a very, very snug fit, which is probably good because then it won't slide around, but it is slightly annoying from an assembly point of view. And then the other one is the one that goes here. Does it matter which side I put it on? I'm trying to see if it's like off center or anything like that. Okay, I think I'm just gonna put it down like this. This one is not nearly as snug of a fit. So I was not smart enough to actually bring my little current caddy that I'm using to pull stuff in and you know, outside and whatnot, but my crocheting thing is right over there, so I'm gonna grab it. Okay, so I know this is weird, but this is what I've been keeping my crocheting stuff in. This was actually the container that sticker paper came in, and for the longest time I was either recycling them or like trying to find someone to use them. So one day I asked my mom, like, do you want these? I accumulate them a lot because I buy a lot of sticker paper. And she's like, yeah, I'll use them for projects, like in progress sewing projects. And I'm like, dude, I could do that for crocheting. So now I'm using them all and she doesn't get as many. I was thinking I could just, you know, put it in there. It fits pretty well. I don't think it will fit there, but I could just put this here. That way, you know, I can slide it in, bring it in and out, but if I want to do crocheting somewhere else in my place, I don't necessarily need to bring the whole caddy if I don't want to. I can just grab this, but then it also fits nicely in here. And if anybody's curious as to what I'm actually making, I know this is, we'll get back to the caddy in a sec, but since I'm here, Leah, I'm glad you love this idea. This is a scrap yarn project that I'm doing, so I rated both my scraps as well as my mom's scraps. So the idea is all of these are little pouches, and so eventually it's going to be a blanket. So I sew them together and then I actually stuff them so that each of these is going to be like a little puff in some ways. So it's going to be kind of, in some ways, like the crochet version of like a puffy quilt. That's the hope anyway. We'll see. I also am thinking I might not stuff them because I'm thinking even just with the 2 layers, it will be significantly warmer than a lot of the ones that I make. So this is, I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough yarn for this one, but I'm going to attempt. And then this is the next color that I'm going to do in case, again, we don't really, this isn't really a crocheting channel in any way, shape, or form, but that is my current crocheting project, and it is very handy to have these clear. The one downside I will say is that I had to rewind most of my balls of yarn because they were too tall, so I ended up looking for directions to make them all into little cakes, so that I could just, you know, pull that out from the middle. It's not that hard to do. If you like yarn crafts and you don't know how to make cakes, look it up on YouTube. And so those fit in very nicely. This one actually is like ever so slightly too tall, but it's not enough that I especially care. So there's that. I also have like a citronella candle that I use outside when I go outside at night. Not that I do very often, but I might like put that in here, or even if I don't, I have a lighter that I keep in my current caddy that I'll probably put in here. I'm sure I can come up with all sorts of other things that I'll keep in here. I often bring my iPad outside. I'll probably start bringing my planner more, but like, I mean, this is meant for planners and whatnot, so it has a good amount of room, and especially if you use, you know, vertical room, you could get a lot in here. So you could, you know, use it to carry planners, stickers, accessories, different things. You could use it for crafting things. You could use it for, I mean, I'm just trying to like brainstorm all the different things you could use it for. I could see someone putting like hair products and like hair tools in here if they live in a house where they don't have room to keep it in the bathroom. And so you have to like bring it back and forth between a bedroom and a bathroom or something like that. Maybe one of the plastic shower caddies might be a little bit better for that, but at least this wouldn't melt, hopefully. I actually don't know if this is made out of polyester, in which case it might. But anyway, yeah, room for a lot in here. And so I'm very happy and excited to see kind of what I end up turning this into and what I use it for. Because, as I said, it's not very far, but I'd like have to move the TV table and stuff to get what I'm currently using. But basically, it's legit one of these baskets from the Dollar Tree, and I used some yellow yarn to braid some handles on it, so I could like hang it on an arm and bring it in and out. Like literally, that's what I'm currently using. This looks a lot nicer. So I'm very excited, and it's bigger, and I like that it has different compartments as well. And what I will say is the handles are also very sturdy. They're on there pretty well. And there are pockets around the edge as well. So sorry, let me see if I can zoom out anymore. No! Okay, so I'm going to try to show this somewhat. So on the long side, there's 2 pockets, and then on this short side, there are 2 smaller pockets, 2 bigger pockets on the other long side, and then on the other short side, it is a zip pouch. And this side of the zip pouch is that like smooth stuff that's easy wipe, but this side is not. The zipper itself feels nice. There was like one tiny little snag just now when I was using it. Now there isn't a snag, but it's definitely not like a super cheap zipper or anything like that. The hardware is kind of a tarnished gold. Hopefully you can see that. I know this is not an ideal camera angle. And the inside is that same like wipeable material, which I'm really glad of, because with a light color, this is going to get dirty very fast. Maybe not as big of a deal if you're just putting plainer stuff in it, but since I am going to be bringing it in and outside, I will expect at least the bottom to probably get dirty fairly quickly, even though the table that I like will probably be putting on won't be super dirty, but you know, that's just what happens. So, as it's here, again, I like to critique everything. I wish some of these lined up a little bit more easily, and it feels like some of them like aren't meeting quite as much as I'd like. Maybe this one was supposed to go the other way. Yeah, no, because then, yeah, this has to be the way it goes, but it feels like this is like ever so slightly, like there's a little bow there. It feels like it's ever so slightly too short. I don't know. But the sides are a little sturdy, and I saw that there was some stuff, just a couple things going on in the chat that I want to look at. Leave it out for the cats to see and watch them try to get to the yarn. I mean, if I left my little yarn, I already have a few different of these containers that have yarn in them. This happens to be the one I'm actively working on right now, but I have about 4 more that just have yarn in them. And so far the cats have figured out that they can't get through the plastic. So that's not as huge of a deal. And that's part of the reason why I'm just going to be putting the whole plastic thing in here and not just the yarn. The cats are probably going to want to sleep in here, or at least sit down in here enough as it is without adding yarn to the equation. Sarah's asking, did you get the laptop stand? Yes, I did. That was the first thing I talked about. So when I'm done, maybe go back and watch the beginning of the replay. I go over it. Long story short, I really like it. I have a couple of things I'd love to do with it that it wasn't necessarily made for, but I do recognize that I am not the standard person who will be using something like this. But for the base idea of Coco's back in the box. I mean, when you have a box and a cat, that's like, it's like a magnetic pull, I think. Anyway, for the laptop stand, basically it's not great if you want to type on said laptop while it's on the stand, but if you're wanting to use it as a laptop stand and then use like an external keyboard or something like that, is absolutely great. For me, I have two uses. I do want to be able to raise the screen up during streams so that my line of sight is better. When I'm doing streams where I'm looking at my screen a lot for like reactions and things like that. But I also do like a slightly slanted laptop, which my current one is not. So it's not great for that second one, but it's going to meet my needs so well for the first one. And yeah, obviously I talk more about it there. I show you in detail what it looks like. But that's basically my thought in a nutshell. Yeah. 𝗚𝗏𝘁, the more you put in there, the heavier it probably will get to carry around. The caddy, yes. It will get heavier to carry around. I will say this is like deceptively light. If you've ever, it's like, I don't know. I'd be surprised if it's even a pound. Like, I mean, pick up a few skeins of yarn next time you, I don't know, or at the craft store or something like that. If you're not familiar with how much skeins of yarn weigh, like it's not that heavy. I'd be surprised if the yarn weighed all that much more than the actual plastic container. And the plastic container, like, it's a little rigid. Not that you need to know what the plastic container is like, but if anybody wants to buy sticker paper just to get one of these plastic containers, I buy my sticker paper at Online Labels. I think you have to buy, like once you buy 200 sheets, you get the ones that are, is it 200 or 100? I think it's the 100s that come in a thinner one. I forget. There's a thinner box and then a bigger box, and I get the bigger ones. Not for the box, just because it's cheaper to buy more sticker paper. Therefore, it comes in bigger boxes. 𝗚𝗏𝘁, did I see the email from Erin Condren about the item in the seasonal surprise box that is faulty? I did not. I have been in my own little world today, and we're pretty much done with that. So let me just go ahead and change back. What the hell? Okay, give me a sec. I obviously did something really weird. Here we go. Okay. Let me go ahead and find said email. I see an email from Erin Condren about the beautiful fall organization essentials. I mean, a lot of it is what we went over today, though they do highlight more of the patterns, whereas I kind of highlighted more of the other stuff. And I will just remind you guys that it's very hard for me to see the chat when I'm searching my email. So I'm having to switch back and forth. Okay. 𝗚𝗏𝘁. Okay, so before I read this, because I am going to read this, I want to ask you, did you order the seasonal surprise box or not? Because I just searched my email and I'm not seeing it, and it could be that I didn't buy it, that I got it for PR. So yeah, I just want to ask you that before I go read this, because between the delay and taking a minute to type. Anyway, so 𝗚𝗏𝘁, we want to update you on the quality issue we just discovered on one of the items in your fall seasonal surprise box, the Raspberry Ombre 3-pocket zip pouch. While all initial photography and marketing samples were of the high quality we pride ourselves on, we have found that the majority of our inventory are not up to our standards. And that would probably be part of the reason, is that I got one of the marketing samples. We will be shipping the fall seasonal surprise boxes without the defective pouch, and we'll be emailing you with a shipping notification when we have the replacement pouch available. You got the box, supposed to arrive tomorrow. Please note that some of the boxes did ship out before we caught the error, and we encourage you to discard the pouch. Now I'm curious as to what was defective, because I feel like even if it wasn't perfect, you, like, it sounds like maybe it was probably still a useful pouch. I don't know. It's very, very cute. I'm actually thinking about using mine to store crochet hooks. We know this will be a huge disappointment and apologize for the inconvenience, so we want to offer you a $15 credit towards your next purchase. Okay, I feel like that was a very nice way for them to handle it. I personally really appreciate when companies mess up, that they own up to the problem and do what they can to make it right. And I feel like that was a very good way. I mean, I'm assuming you just copy and pasted it based on how it was reading. I feel like that was a very good way to handle it. Hey, we messed up. The photos showed the correct thing, but the actual thing that was going to go out / did go out to a few people didn't. It won't delay the rest of your box. However, in addition to shipping it out separately, we're also going to give you a store credit. I think that's a great way for them to fix it, as to make the process as seamless as possible for the customer, so it doesn't delay everything else, and to make it right. I mean, let me know what you think, but I think that was, from a business standpoint, a very good way to handle it. I really liked that they specifically mentioned that they had shipped some out with the defective one, because a lot of times companies will try to make it look like they caught it before they shipped something out. And I like when companies admit mistakes. I don't like that they said to discard the pouch, but that could just be a me thing. As I said, it's probably still probably a functional pouch, even if it isn't perfect. But other than that, I think that was a very good response. And I've seen a lot of companies not take responsibility for mistakes. And so when companies take responsibility for mistakes, it really stands out. And I think it's sad that it stands out, because that should be standard practice. But yeah, I like the way they're handling it. Sarah, yours hasn't moved past label created. Ackman, let me know once you get your box, because I'm not allowed to show you the contents of mine until people start getting them. And I guess technically if some of them have gone out, then probably they have arrived. I wasn't going to do a stream on Monday because I have a conflict. I might have to do, I don't know. I might wait until Thursday. I might see if I can squeeze in another stream until then. Here's the thing. Until I knew that the desk organization stuff was coming today, the plan was actually to go over the new 𝗀𝗲𝘁 release that came out at the beginning of September. Because as much as I love Erin Condren, not only do they not provide enough content for me to just talk about them exclusively on my channel, but I don't want to exclusively be an Erin Condren channel. So I would like to talk about other brands. But then I found out this came yesterday, and I'm like, well, there you go. So yeah. Ackman, we'll find out tomorrow if your boxes arrived or not. I mean, makes sense. Shakira, I agree, their customer service is on point. Ackman, you just need to remember to use the 15% off. I mean, I don't know if it was a typo, but the text you pasted in said it was a $15 off credit, which is even better in my opinion than 15% off, because in theory you could buy something that was about $15 and just have to pay shipping. Or you could put it towards your next seasonal surprise box and get 15% or $15 off that. Ooh, Shakira, good point. Maybe the zips are faulty, thus rendering the pouch unusable. They're out, so you can if you want to. Okay, Desiree Plans already has an unboxing video of it up, debating if I want to see it. Others probably will as well. Okay, maybe I just need to film it and not do it as a stream then. I hate editing. Aaliyah, if you're still here, there might be a video editing thing coming your way. We'll see. For anybody who doesn't know, Leah and I have a work trade going. So she does some stuff for me, and I provide Etsy coaching for her. So yeah, that's why I'm specifically calling her out and saying like, hey, there might be stuff coming your way. Sherry Plans and oh, I can't pronounce that, 𝗀𝗏𝘁 plans. Have them, okay, yeah, I need to get my ass in gear for that. Thanks, Leah, you're awesome. I'm not sure if I'll actually end up filming it today, and I have a lot of orders to ship tomorrow, so I'll have to figure out how I can get that done, but oh, you got sucked into Dreamlight Valley? I hope it's good. I might try it tonight. I might make myself wait until after I get my orders out tomorrow, because I have a lot to get out. But I did stop by GameStop to get my $5 Nintendo eShop credit for September. So at least I have that, because that's why I didn't get it last night. But yeah, I'm glad to hear it's good. Ackman, they did not say how long the $15 is for. See if I can find out. Let me do this. Let me go ahead and take a look at the Facebook group. Oh, actually, I'm not on a screen share right now, so I can pull it down to my main screen and not have to like cover up the chat while I'm doing that. What the hell? I keep trying to pull a thing down, and it like, every time I pull a tab out and then try to pull it down to my main screen, it like disappears. It's very weird. What the hell? I don't even know. Oh, I think what was happening is I was on a different desktop. Okay, that makes some sense then. For anybody who doesn't know, by the way, and is someone who plays video games and you live in an area that has GameStop, sign up for their Pro rewards. I didn't for years because I didn't know how you can take advantage of the system. It costs $15, and they're like, oh, you get better trade-in prices, and you get our like magazine every month, which a lot of people love. I don't give a shit about the magazine, and you get $5 off a purchase every month. And I'm like, well, I don't make that many game purchases. But then I found out that you have to go into physical locations, but you can go in and you can get that $5 off per month as eShop credit for either the Nintendo eShop and then the PlayStation or Xbox equivalent. So if you have one of those systems and could theoretically use shop credit, you pay $15, and then over the course of a year, as long as you're okay going in every month, you get $60 in store credit. So you end up, if I'm doing my math correctly, $45 ahead as long as you're able to go in. Luckily, I have a GameStop very close to me. So for me, it's not really a matter of going out of my way. It's a matter of having a few minutes to go in there. But it's literally on the way to, basically it's right next to my freeway entrance. And so it's on the way to almost everything. It's literally 5 minutes away from my house. But I know not everybody either lives in an area that has GameStop, period, or has a way to get to their GameStop very easily. I'm going to move my camera a little bit, guys. Sorry. Okay. Actually, let me do it this way. There. Okay. Now the camera's not tilted anymore. So yeah, anyway, in my whole comedy of errands not going well, I did stop in to the Nintendo eShop. Not the Nintendo eShop. I did stop into GameStop. And, come on. I'm trying to adjust the laptop stand. Okay. So that it was easier to type on. There we go. Okay. It was sad though, because I almost always go in with my mom's dog, and I couldn't take my mom's dog on errands today, and it felt wrong. So there's like one employee there that I always chat with. I'm like, hey, I'm the one with the dog. And my hair was wet at the time, so I also looked different. And so, yeah, she, I think that's her pronouns, didn't recognize me right away. And then of course I'm like, yeah, the dog's not feeling well today. And they're like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, she's a little under the weather. So yeah. Okay. So while I was talking, I was then going in to the Erin Condren affiliate Facebook group to see if they have any more any more information on the issue. So let's see. Let's see. Hi, everyone. Sorry, let me skim this first before I read it, because I just want to make sure there isn't anything I'm not allowed to say. Oh, it's actually a lot of what 𝗚𝗏𝗏 posted in the chat. Yeah, the only difference was at the beginning, hey, we want to update you on a quality issue we just discovered with one of the items in the fall seasonal surprise box. We also just distributed an email to those that purchased it. And that was like literally the only difference between what is in here in the main post and what 𝗚𝗏𝗏 posted. I'm just going to skim through the comments real fast to see if there is any additional information. A lot of thank yous for the information, so I'm mostly just like going that. Oh, someone did ask if the $15 credit has an expiration, so I'm glad I checked, because this is going to help you out, 𝗚𝗏𝗏. The $15 credit expires at the end of the year, and note that it is stackable, as this is a special coupon. So if anything, as annoying as it is to have it delayed, it actually sounds like, in some ways, as long as you don't mind waiting a little bit, if it's a bonus to have gotten it, because $15 off stackable is pretty cool, especially since Erin Condren is making some of the things not stackable. But unfortunately, the fall seasonal surprise box is out of stock, so if you did not pick one up, you cannot pick one up. They do often sell out fairly fast. They've been staying in stock longer lately than they did at the beginning. Like when they first released them a few years ago, they would sell out within sometimes a day or two. And now usually they stay in stock for at least a couple weeks, which is nice. Yes, 𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏, label the email. What I like to do is just like star emails. That way I can just go to my star box or whatever. The only problem is that then if I want to go back and see something that's starred from like a couple years ago, I do have to go through all the starred things. The only thing that really comes up for is sometimes I need to go back and look at the fostering handbook for my local humane society. Luckily, it doesn't come up often, but when I do need to go back, it's a little bit of a pain to find it. Let's see. Ooh, someone asked, do we know what the issue was with the pouch? Someone else says, I'd love to know that as well. I've had a couple reaching out about it since they received the box with the pouch in it. Yes, 𝗚𝗏𝗏𝗏, I guess it was technically $25 instead of $40, but that's assuming you use the coupon. So maybe look at it as the next box is $25 instead of $40, as opposed to this box is $25 instead of $40. Because if you don't make another purchase with Erin Condren, I mean, I'm guessing you will, because I just know you well enough to know it's probably going to happen. But, I mean, not everybody might. So, yeah. Yeah, so many people are saying, like, I absolutely love the quality control. Thank you for the information. Ooh, okay. I think I might have more info about what happened. Okay. We are actively working with our vendors to identify the exact cause, but it appears moisture became trapped inside a number of pouches during transport, causing water damage. One person is saying someone did say it smelled moldy. And then someone asked, is there a reason why a lot of the tracking numbers for customers are saying why it hasn't moved? Tori's saying, I think they all should be out today, so they should start. Tori is the affiliate rep. Well, I don't know if she's like the main person. She's been my affiliate rep the whole time. Then they've added a couple people into the team. So I like have the biggest connection with her, and she's like the head honcho. So she says, I think they should be out. They should be out today, so they should start showing movement soon. It was just due to the hiccup with the pouch. And anybody who didn't get an email, feel free to contact customer service. So yeah, that is the story about the pouch. Thank you for letting me know that happened, Ackman. Okay, this is me being picky. I wish they'd sent an email to affiliates about this as well. Obviously, a lot of affiliates are on Facebook and just saw it there. I don't like Facebook usually. I don't spend time there. The only reason why I check Facebook is the Erin Condren affiliate group. But I usually check it when I'm specifically looking to see if they've posted about something. I don't just like randomly go there for the most part. That's just, I used to love Facebook. Now, and I know part of this is Facebook's current process and like algorithm, and part of this is me, but I just feel like most of what comes up on my feed is stuff I don't care about and it's stuff I don't care about, and the notifications, no matter how much time I've tried to stop notifications for like different groups that I've signed up for over the years, or get rid of groups, or get notifications for people that I friended over the years. I don't know. It's just crazy. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm bombarded with all of this shit I have to do for like social obligations every time I log on. And as I've mentioned many times, I can be a social person when I want to be, but I'm also a huge introvert. So, yeah, Facebook just, it feels like there's so much going on, and I don't know. There's a lot going on all the platforms though, so I don't know why. Part of it probably has to do with like experiences I've had on Facebook. Not that I've ever had any like really bad ones, but yeah. Anyway, that's just me. I don't hang out on Facebook a lot, but Facebook groups, I have to say, like as far as like ways of communicating with people go, just from like a structural point of view, I personally like the model that Facebook uses. And it's not just them, but it's a model that a lot of people are going, or a lot of platforms are going away from now, in that someone can make a post and then you can reply to the post, and then all said replies are grouped together. And it makes it very easy for me to figure out if I'm caught up on the posts that I actually care about. Whereas a lot of places now will, do it essentially like all in a line as like, a huge chat sort of thing. And so that's why I'm not a huge fan of platforms like Discord, WhatsApp. I mean, WhatsApp is basically a texting replacement, or that's what it's meant to be. Telegram, things like that. So, I've thought about starting up some sort of community for us, and I know Discord is one where a lot of people have stuff, and that makes sense, but I don't like Discord either. So I use Discord for a very limited number of things, but I don't check it. Let's put it this way. I don't like Facebook. Well, maybe not. I was going to say I'd rather check Facebook than Discord, but that's not true either. But yeah, anyway. I know it's been recommended that I started Discord. I don't wanna. I like literally just figured out why it was that I don't wanna. Maybe not literally, but like kind of as I was talking about it. So maybe that is literally. I don't know. I've known for a while though that I do not like things that are just like one huge chat thing. Oh, Shakira, bye. I'm gonna wrap up in a sec. Anyway, I just want to finish with what I have to say. So yes, at some point I would like to start some sort of community. I'm not sure what it's going to be. We'll see. If if I do start one that is more of like a chat room sort of thing, again, that's not my preference personally, but if I have to, I'd probably use something like Telegram, because I'd rather have it not be on an app where I have a lot of other stuff going on. That's just a personal preference for me. I like to have things compartmentalized in some ways. Or maybe find another platform, or just like get over it and start a Facebook group. I don't know. Well, technically I have a Facebook group. I just don't check it / use it / post to it. So, you know, take that for what you think it's worth. So yeah, that is my whole ramble. If you are interested, by the way, in checking out any of the desk organization things that I talked about today, I do have a link in the description box down below. Again, huge thank you to Erin Condren for sending me these items. I really appreciate it, and I love that you guys give me all sorts of awesome stuff. And also a huge thank you to anybody who does use my links, because those are affiliate links, and while they do not cost you anything extra, I do make a small commission when you use them, and that helps me out a lot. Other ways to help me is watching lives, watching replays. Lots of fun. Well, at least I like watching people's replays. I also have an Etsy shop where I sell planner stickers, if that's something you're interested in, as well as a sticker subscription. It's a lot of the same stickers, except like anything that's exclusive to the sticker subscription isn't intended to be so exclusive. It's just because I am too lazy to get it up in the shop. But you also get a discount off of the Etsy shop prices, because it's a subscription model, not a one-off purchase. So I do also have coupon codes for both of those in the description box down below if you would like to support me. And Lisa, ooh, you're saying got the faulty 3-pocket zipper pouch in your surprise box and it doesn't seem faulty. Yay! Yes, Ackman, I also have a Ko-fi account where you can tip me if that is something you are interested in. Those tips help me keep the lights on, buy things for my cats, wonderful things like that. At some point, I might be putting the sticker subscription on Ko-fi, and it will probably be a little bit less expensive if I can manage to do it, because the fees on Ko-fi are a little bit less, but there are also other logistics that I have to contend with. But yes, Ko-fi is basically a Patreon alternative, and I chose it as opposed to Patreon because, number one, it has more features, and number two, they take less from the creator, which means more of your donations or anything would go to me versus Ko-fi or Patreon or whatever. So yes, all of that good stuff. If you are interested in supporting me or in any of the wonderful things that I do sell, excuse me if I'm repeating it from like just a couple seconds ago. Reminder, no stream on Monday. I do have a conflict. I am planning to do a stream on Thursday next week. I will update you with my community tab if I end up doing an additional stream, or there's a slight chance I might end up having to change the Thursday stream. And then soon I probably will be going down to one stream a week, at least temporarily, since I do have a lot going on. I don't know how temporarily it will be. But yeah, I'm kind of, if I can make it work logistically, part of me would want to do the streams if I'm having to do it once a week on Wednesday, because then I could call it 𝗬𝗁𝗁 Wednesday. And that, I don't know. Being able to say welcome to 𝗬𝗁𝗁 Wednesday would just be so cool. Same reason why I'm like a little bit sad that I like decided to keep weekends free in a weird way, because I can say, like, if I do it on Saturday, I can say like welcome to Planner Day Saturday. It's not quite as like beautiful as 𝗬𝗁𝗁 Wednesday, but whatever. Anyway, I think that is all the things that I wanted to say at the end. Again, thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. If you do happen to be part of the replay crew, thank you again for getting to the end. Not only is this a long stream, but for some weird, stupid reason, YouTube only counts watch time for replay viewers on lives. So you guys are especially helping me out since I am trying to get qualified on YouTube for monetization. Thank you so much. I will see you all next time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care. Bye.